Let's start with a minute of silence and then we shall start with the session. Okay? Let this session unfold however the Divine has planned. Let this session unfold by the Divine grace. And let me be the channel of blessing for someone today. I'm just the instrument who's conducting this session, and everything else will flow. What has to come will come. What has to stay will stay. Okay, so I have lots of things planned over here for this session, but again, let me just tell you all that I really I'm just going to flow with whatever the Divine has planned for this session. A big thank you to each one of you all to take out this small time to spare to join the session with me. Everybody has a lot of knowledge. Everybody knows a lot. So let's just keep everything aside for a moment and just listen and let it, whatever is good for y'all stay with that. Okay? So my name is Dolly and I am a Chilean and a Indian, half and half. And my journey over here started a couple of years ago when it comes to the spiritual or metaphysical or whatever you want to call it, different world. And in the middle I lost connection with myself, and since I lost connection with myself, my spirituality also went away. And then few things happened, and slowly I have gotten back in touch with myself. And let's talk about self-love, forgiveness to start with, and then also I'm going to talk a little bit about Bach flowers. Okay, what are they, how do they work, and everything. So these are very large and ample topics. Okay, we can actually keep on going and have lots of debates in it on how to go about it, what to do, what's the correct thing. There is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong whatsoever. Whatever works for you is the best for you. And this is something I learned from my sister, and I have been kind of applying it, that everything that's happening around you is perfect. It's absolutely perfect for you because it's meant for you at that moment. How we take it and how we learn from it, it's in our control, and it's what we have in our hands. Happiness is something that we find everywhere, but are we really happy within? How to be joyful even in small moments of our lives, even though when we have setbacks. How do we do that? That's not just joy for the sake of being joyful. It's you have to feel joyful. You have to become joyful. So basically the thought, think, feel the thought, become the thought. Okay, there is this beautiful word in Greek. It's miraki. Okay, I learned about it a couple of weeks ago. Miraki means doing something full out with lots of love, compassion, and your whole soul. So here, whatever I'm going to say, it's from my miraki to your, from my soul to your soul. When it comes to forgiveness, okay, when it comes to forgiveness, how do we forgive? It's very easy to say, okay, I forgive you, okay, I forgive you, but it's not that easy to feel forgiveness because somewhere or other there is pain always. So now everybody should know that there is a difference. Pain is one thing and suffering is other thing. Suffering is something we choose. We choose to suffer. Pain will always remain. Pain will always be there. But am I suffering with the pain, or I'm just having the pain, feeling the pain and embracing the pain? It's okay to have pain. It's okay to embrace the pain. But is it good for our own health to suffer? No, right? Yeah. So that choice is in your hands. Are you being, is it hurting you? It's being painful, and are you suffering at the same time, or you just choose the pain? So this is whatever I'm going to say here, it's truly come from only my experience. It's what I have learned, it's what I am learning as we speak. It's a path that I have chosen to take, and it makes me completely happy, and I feel the divine protects me, graces me, and I surrender to the divine when I speak about forgiveness. There are lots of things in my life that has happened and I have not been able to forgive. But there is this one thing that I have learned what is forgiveness. I used to have lots of issues with my dad. And I always kept on complaining for something or other with him. And he also did a couple of things and everything. And he passed away. When he passed away, I felt horrible. Obviously, it's my dad. I felt really bad. But at the same time, there was lots of pain inside me. And I realized that I had never forgiven him. And after a lot of soul searching, lot of awareness, lot of thinking, after lots of self-talk, I have now come to a path where I have forgiven him. And the feeling of forgiveness feels surreal, feel absolutely surreal. And when that happens, you feel joyful all the time, absolutely all the time. And that's my intention. My intention over here is for how can each one of us reach that path, reach the path of feeling joyful even though in our setbacks. Okay, one of the things that I recommend and everybody talks about is gratitude. How do you do that? There are lots of ways. So one of the things that I would suggest is a journal. It's a gratitude journal, and aage we will see how to go about the gratitude journal. And again, when we speak about gratitude, it's just not about being grateful. Oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank you, universe. Oh, thank you. No, it's feeling it. Think it, feel it, become it. And once you become it, there is nothing in this world that you won't be joyful for. Any questions anyone has? And it would be lovely to see your faces, because right now I think so I'm just talking to the camera and to myself. But anyone has any questions? Or I can continue. Okay, I guess no questions. So I want to introduce you, and I want to talk about Bach flowers a little bit. Okay, so over here everything is energy. Everything, absolutely everything that we are surrounded by is energy. Okay, and we have levels of energy, levels of consciousness. Okay, and we have different emotions. Anyone knows how many emotions we have? How many emotions humans have? Okay, anyone? Okay, that's okay. So we have emotions. So those are our main emotions, which lead us to sub-emotions. Yeah, and sub-feelings basically. Not emotions, sorry. Sub-feelings. That when we feel this, or jealous, or we feel angry, we feel sad. Fewer emotions and fewer feelings. Okay, what is Bach flowers? Bach flowers are actually essence of flowers from nature. The way we are energy, nature is also energy. Nature has everything that we possess and that what we have. So Dr. Richard Bach, he's the one who discovered this around 80 years back. He was a normal doctor, absolutely normal allopath doctor. He used to work in labs and everything, and patients used to come to him with their ailments, and he would give them remedies and everything, and he would see that his patients would keep on coming back with some or other problem. And then he realized that you need to go to the root cause of the problem to solve the problem. And how do you go to the root cause? Then he, after various studies and doing a lot of research, he realized that the root cause is the emotion of the person. Because of the emotion of the person comes the physical ailments. So that means each and every physical problem, each and every physical problem on this earth comes from your emotions. And I personally am a very strong believer of that. Everything comes from your emotions. So we are like these onions where we just have to keep on peeling ourselves. Just peel and peel and peel and peel. Yeah. So he discovered that the root cause are our emotions, and how to actually reach and make a cure for those emotions. So he started doing a lot of experiments, and he experimented with various kind of flowers in his backyard itself. And he realized that the flowers have the same emotions as us humans. Isn't that like really wonderful and amazing? Yeah, nature carries exactly the same emotions like us. So that's why when you talk to a flower in a very foul language, mean language, you don't water it, what happens to the flower? The flower just dies. The flower just goes away, right? So same like us. When somebody actually talks to us in a very foul language or really puts us down, what happens to us? We really go down and down and down, right? So here comes the magic of the flowers. So Dr. Bach actually, with his research, he catered to each and every single human emotion. What he did is that he started experimenting with the flowers on how would, when he speaks badly to a flower, and then he takes that essence of that flower and put it into another flower, into nature, what happens? And throughout those results came the Bach flower remedies. Okay, so there are 38 kind of remedies, and those remedies cater to each and every emotion of human being. And while actually hiring our vibration, because that's what the Bach flower does. The Bach flowers work at an energetical and vibrational inside our body. So when we higher our vibration and our energy rises up, so we attain a different level of consciousness. And while we attain a different level of consciousness, automatically those ailments also starts going and start disappearing. A backache, a knee ache, a leg pain, everything slowly starts disappearing. And again, everything is a constant. You have to give it time. It's not a day overnight thing. You have to believe in it to become it. It's what I've been saying from the beginning. Think of it, feel it, then you become it. You believe that the Bach flowers will help you, you start taking them, and they will help you. You will become it. You will flourish like the flower. So there are 38 kind of flowers, like I said before, and there is one which is called Rescue Remedy. Rescue Remedy is the miracle remedy. Basically, it's given for every situation when somebody doesn't know what to do, when somebody is panicking, or when somebody is restless. Rescue Remedy is very safe also for when you are just confused. You're absolutely confused that, oh my god, I don't know which remedy to take, I don't know what to do, and you just take a couple of drops of rescue and magic happens. So how do we go about these remedies? How do we study these remedies? So it's an ongoing study, it's an ongoing process. Learning is for always. So as I'm teaching y'all or I'm not even teaching y'all, I'm just imparting some knowledge which I have got. Okay, because I believe all of us are teachers. We all learn from each other. So I'm just imparting a little bit of my knowledge to you, which I hope it's beneficial for whenever you require. So we have 38 remedies which work individually and also work in combination. Okay, Bach flowers have no side effect at all. Okay, zero side effects, so you can continue your allopathy therapy, whatever medicines you're taking, and alongside you can take this. Yes, Bach flower, what does it do? It actually raises your vibration to become more conscious. So some people, after taking the flowers, they experience a lot of headache and they get scared. Oh my god, Dolly, what did you give me? Oh my god, this therapist gave me Bach flowers and I'm feeling vomitish, I'm feeling pukish, I'm feeling headache. It's okay. It's the way your body is talking to you. Listen to your body. Listen to your body. We are in this rat race of the world that we don't want to stop and say enough. Let's sit just for a minute and just let's listen what our body is telling us. If that headache is happening, there is a cause behind that headache. There is a reason behind that headache, and that is the reason that the flowers have come to your life. The flowers for me are miracle medicines, I would call them, because they came to my life when I guess I needed them most. I had gone to my therapist, and after like 2 hours of talking with him and telling what I was going through, what are my feelings and what had happened to me, he gave me a combination of flowers. Flowers can be combined. So I would suggest whenever you start Bach flowers, if you're taking it for yourself and you're doing the course and you're learning about it, take them individually. That is the best. You take them individually, and as you progress in this magical form of therapy, you will know how to combine them. You can combine up to 7 flowers together. Yeah, in one dose. In one dose, you can combine up to 7 flowers. And now there are studies shown that just by applying the flower, also it helps. And I think that's the beauty of the flowers, because people till today are doing some research about them and coming up with new and magical ways of healing people with this simple remedy which comes from nature. Ayurveda also comes from nature. So for that, why can't flowers also help us? A lot of people say, but Bach flowers, those are flowers. What can they do? Ayurveda also is just Mother Nature. Mother Nature can do everything for us only if we allow it. Are we ready to allow it? That is the question over here. Okay. Bach flowers is absolutely safe for animals, for newborns, for old age, for anyone and everyone. Absolutely safe. And in fact, my teacher, she made a formula of Bach flowers which we take for COVID, which we take either when we are having COVID, when we go through COVID, and that eases out everything. So any questions till now you all have about the flowers? Because I have not gone into the details. I have just given you all what is the flower all about, what do they do, how does it help, and from where they come and who discovered it. So anyone have any question about Bach flowers till now, or any other question on anything we have covered so far? Anyone? You all can unmute and ask, or you can actually put in the chat box. Okay. So then I guess I continue with the flowers. Yeah. So the flowers, agrimony. I'm going to start with each flower now. Yeah. I hope I have time to cover all of them. So agrimony is the first flower which we use for people who actually hide behind a mask. Okay, what does that mean? Agrimony is very good for actors actually. Why? Because they are actually hiding behind a mask always with a happy face, always with a happy face. So, Minal, I'll come to you. So, agrimony is a flower where it's given to the people who are always saying that yes, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Everybody has problems in this world, everyone. How much do you want to actually look into yourself and look at your problems? That's another thing. So agrimony is actually for the people who have a cheerful face and they hide behind a mask. Then we have aspen. Aspen is the remedy for fear, but fear for unknown things. Okay. Sometimes happens that you say that I'm very scared of darkness. No, sorry, that is a known thing. Darkness is a known thing. Things which you don't know, which are not tangible, which you can't see, but you just feel a fear. I just feel scared for I don't know what reason. Then is where you give aspen. Okay, so for people who just feel fear for the sake of, not for the sake of feeling fear also, that's also wrong for me saying. It's just when you have fear and you don't know what you fear. Then we have beech for people who are absolutely intolerant, and they're always edgy, always on the edge of things, and everything they want either fast, or they're like, oh my god. Okay, then we have beech. And again, remember, these flowers can be combined. You can have up to 7 combinations of flowers. Minal, yes, flowers can be given to kids with special needs or mentally challenged, absolutely, because again, the root cause is not the child. There is something behind it. So we need to get to the core of what is there. And generally, when we give bark flowers to pets or to children, we just not only treat the child or the pet, we treat the adult. That means we treat the parent or the pet parent, because many times they are reflecting something on us and they're trying to tell us something. There is a message where when the pet is anxious or anything, either they're mirroring us or either they're telling us something. And that is something that when we go on a one-on-one consultation and we go deep into the topic, we will be able to know if it's a message for us or it's a mirroring us. A lot of times what happens that kids mirror us 101%. They are our biggest teacher and they are our biggest mirror. Yeah, whoever has kids in this group, I vouch for kids are our total mirror. And not only kids, whoever we come across to, whoever we come in contact to, there is something of that person which is reflecting something of us. The other person is mirroring some or other attitude of us. Now it all depends upon us how much we want to get into those details and see that. Okay, so now we go to Sanctuary. Sanctuary is the flower, the inability to say no. Lot of people actually are very used to giving in. You really feel very awkward to say no. Saying no is like, no, how can I say no? I don't feel like saying no. How can I do it? No. Okay. Even though you're killing yourself and you're not liking it, you're uncomfortable with yourself, but still, you can't say no. So Sanctuary actually is medicine. It's not medicine, sorry. It's the remedy to give you that confidence to be able to say no. Then we have Serato. Serato is something I take a lot and I believe a lot, because it's lack of trust in one's own decision. Yeah, shall I do this? Shall I do that? Black or white? No, red or blue? oh no, I don't know what to do. You tell me what to do, please. You help me what to do, please. It's my remedy. I generally say it's one of my favorites, and I take it all the time. Then we have cherry plum. Is when your mind gives away, when you cannot focus in one thing, when your mind just goes away and kind of, I wouldn't even say anxiety takes over. I just say that you're too concerned for everything. Thousand thoughts come into you, and your mind is not thinking straight. Then chestnut bud. Chestnut bud is failure to learn from your own mistakes. A person who keeps on doing the same thing, not once, not twice, not thrice, again and again and again and again. It's like, if I fall, I will stand and I'll walk, but I'm going to fall again in that same stone, because I refuse to see the stone, and I refuse to walk the other path. I refuse to walk the other path, will take me to the same place, but I refuse. I want to fall on that same stone again and again and again. Yeah. Then we have chicory. Selfish possessive love. One second. Now my audio. Ayana, can you all hear me? Okay. Thank you, Anita. Chicory is selfish possessive love. Okay, that is so basically the selfish possessive love is not love, it's more attachment. When you love, you're not attached 100%. You give space, you give a breather, right? So this is over care, over sometimes, not always, and don't get me wrong, and without offense to anyone, it's like this typical Indian mother. Yeah, sometimes even I'm that way. It's like, please take care, please go carefully, please do this. It's like you're so protective that that protectiveness just takes over. Yeah. Then we have clematis. When you actually live in the dreamland, you just daydream without working for your future. Acha, I want my future to be like this, like this, like this, and you just keep on daydreaming without actually taking action in the today. Then we have crab apple. It's the cleansing remedy when we don't like something of ourselves. Generally, that is a lot with our physical appearances. When we don't like our physical appearances, or when we don't like how, generally crab apple is taken for that. Then we have elm, which when we are overwhelmed with responsibilities, when we have so much on our shoulders, because we take so much on our shoulders, because we think that we can carry the entire world in our shoulders. So we take everything and we get overwhelmed. Then we have gentian, which is for any kind of setback. I want to do some workshops, I want to do some classes, I want to do something, but it's just not working. So there is a setback over there, and I feel really low because, oh my god, it did not work. Okay, so we have gentian for that. We have gorse for despair and for hopelessness. We are totally hopeless. There is no way out. We feeling low, hopeless, down. We have heather when we are very self-centered. Okay, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. Yes, no one does it better than me. It's me, I, myself. Okay, again, we need to recognize those things. Without awareness and without self-awareness and recognition, no one can help you. No one can help you. Because I know lots of people who are heather kind of people, okay, who are very self-centered and talkative, okay, I can do this, I can do that. But if I go and tell them, you know what, you're like this, no, who said? I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. So self-awareness is very important in this process. We have Holi, which is for hatred, envy, jealousy. So anger also comes over there. When you have this uncontrollable anger, you just feel angry and you just feel hatred, which is a very strong word. Hatred is a very strong emotion, very strong feeling, very strong. And Holi just brings it down. And I have seen it work in my house. I have absolutely seen the magic of Holi in my house. So then we have honeysuckle, people who live in the past, people who do not want to come out of the past, because the past was so pretty, so nice, and now the present maybe is just shaky, but they refuse to move from the past. So we have honeysuckle, we have hornbeam. When you're always feeling exhausted and tired, you want to do a lot, but somehow the body and the mind is not giving way. It's just lethargy. You just want to, I want to go and run, but I can't. I want to go for a walk, but I can't. And it's not that I can't, it's that your body and your mind is not giving way. We have impatience. So the name says it is actually for loneliness and for impatient. Hello, can you hear me now? Hello? Now it's fine? Now can everyone hear? Okay, now what to do?
What is happening is
Hello?
I think so. No, I think my headphone.
what is happening?
No, my headphone is getting connected to
Yeah,
the.
you're getting connected somewhere else, and the voice difference. It's coming low, then it's becoming high. Then it's coming low, then it's becoming high.
Now can you all hear me?
Wait,
Wait, I'll be inside when I tell
1
you.
minute, 1 minute.
Comment, no. What are you doing, comment?
You can hear because it's getting connected to my headphone.
Can you type if you can hear me or no, please?
They can hear you right now because my headphone is close to you. And it is connected. Now you check.
Can you hear me now? Okay. Sorry for that. So I hope you all heard impatience. Which was the last remedy you all heard? I don't know. Honeysuckle. Okay. Honeysuckle was for the one living in the past and they don't want to come out of the past. Then we have hornbeam. Hornbeam is for the one who is always tired, mentally tired and physically tired. They have lots of things they would like to do, but their body and mind are not aligned, and alignment is very important. Okay, so your body and mind cannot do it, cannot go ahead and do what you have to do. We have impatient. Impatient is for, the name says it, for people who are very impatient or lonely. And when we talk about loneliness, it's inner loneliness. It's absolutely inner loneliness. Okay, you can be surrounded by 10 people and still be lonely. Then we have large, for people who lack of confidence. This is another one which I take a lot, because somewhere I do feel that I need to be more confident, I need to be more clear, I need to talk better for people to understand me. We have mimulus, for fear of known things. I'm scared of maybe a spider, I'm scared of the darkness. For those kind of things, it's mimulus. Mustard is people who go into a deep gloom. All of a sudden, I can be very cheerful now, and after 1 minute, I'll just go down deep my gloom and I'll be in my cocoon, and I don't know why, it just happens. So that's mustard. They're not interested in the present circumstances. They just live in their cocoon. We have oak. Yeah. So basically, this is despair. when you have despair and you're just losing it in you want to overcome suffering, but you don't know how to overcome suffering. You're not showing your tiredness, but you're really tired. Yeah, so it's a mix of feelings that you're having. Then we have oak. Then we have olive. Is when it's olive is very similar to hornbeam. Okay, in hornbeam is that mental and physical exhaustion that we cannot go ahead and do, and olive is also for the same mental and physical exhaustion, but in this is that when you feel totally drained, absolutely drained, and you don't even have interest. So in the other one, in hornbeam, you have interest, but you cannot do it. But in olive, you don't even have interest. Interest also is gone. We have pine for people who feel guilty all the time. Sometimes you just do something and then the guilt trip comes. Oh my God, I feel guilty. Why did I do it? Oh my God, why I did not do it? Oh my God, I feel guilty. Oh my God. You don't have to feel guilty every time. Why? Why you need to feel guilty each and every time? So this is for people who feel guilty. Red chestnut to overcome when we have this too much care, yeah, and we worry about our loved ones. I hope they don't get in a car crash. I hope they reach safe. I hope for our loved ones. Yeah, when we have that over concern for our loved ones, we have red chestnut. Then we have rock rose, which when we are terrified of anything, terrified or scared of anything and everything, it's just terror. We just get terrorized. Rock water is when we are in self-denial or we are very rigid and we self-repress ourselves. Then we have scleranthus, when we cannot choose in between alternatives. We know what it is, but we are indecisive. Okay, so the other one is that we were indecisive, but we would ask someone else to choose. But this one, we know, but we ourselves are thinking from the two options. Yeah, so over here it connects us with our heart to take the right decision. Star of Bethlehem is for any kind of trauma. Okay, people go through a lot of kind of traumas. So Star of Bethlehem is for trauma. Sweet chestnut is for any kind of mental anguish. Sweet chestnut is for any kind of mental anguish and when you do not see the light at the end of the tunnel. Vervain, when somebody is extra enthu. You must be having friends who are extra enthu of anything and everything. That's vervain. Then we have vine, when people want to dominate you. For the people who are not flexible, it's my way or the highway. They're not flexible at all. That's vine. Then we have walnut, which is protection from changes. We don't like to accept changes, and changes is the only constant. That is something I've learned, that everything changes and changes is the only constant. But we refuse to accept and embrace changes. So walnut is for that. Water violet is for leading isolation. Okay, when we want to be lonely. Not only when we feel lonely, is when we want to be lonely. Then we have white chestnut, when we have mental thoughts with ourselves and mental arguments with ourselves. Yeah, we have this good and bad in our head, right? One is one voice, the other one is other voice, and they're talking to us constantly here and there. So white chestnut is to calm those voices. Then we have wild oat, when a wild oat is more about when we don't know what road to take in our life. career wise or marriage wise and all that. When we are uncertain about the path of life we have to go to. Then we have wild rose is when is resignation, apathy, when you're drifting away from everyone. Then we have willow is when we self-pity ourselves. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. No, it's me only. Yeah. And then we have rescue remedy, which is the miracle medicine we give for any time and every time. Yeah. So these are the remedies. If you want to know more about the in-depth of remedies and everything, I'm going to conduct a 4 days workshop from the 17th to the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, where we will talk in depth about these remedies and how to use them, how to prepare them, where do we get them from, and how many doses do we take, what is the time period where you start seeing changes. So we will go more into in depth about these remedies. And along with these remedies, for me also a lot about forgiveness, a lot about self-love, joy also comes into play, because as we speak, I'm also learning. I think it's a path that we all are in this together for a betterment of our own self. Because somewhere something is telling us that I can be happy all the time. I can be joyful all the time. I am joyful, because at the end we are just consciousness. How to reach to that consciousness is that we all are working. That's the path we want to take. I believe so, and I would like to believe. So there are few exercises also that I have in this workshop, which I'm going to do 4 days workshop, where we kind of go within few fun exercises. There we do some writing, we do some thinking, we do some introspection on things that we have achieved, and we actually don't give ourselves credit for it. So this happened with me just a couple of months back. I would not give myself credit for anything or everything. I was like, nay, if I can do it, so anyone can do it. If I'm capable of doing it, and somewhere I do believe that to a large extent, if I'm capable of doing something, I know that the other person also has the potential to do it. If I can be of any contribution to that person to reach to that potential, that's why I'm here for. And that's my goal, to be a small contributor for the other person to reach its highest potential. The way I have teachers who help me reach my highest potential, I also would like to be the light for someone else to reach their highest potential. So we have some gratitude exercises which actually are magical. Just by saying thank you, or just by writing few gratitude moments or few gratitude phrases, nothing will change. Because I've done that also. I've written, oh yeah, I'm grateful for the house, I'm grateful for my family. Do I feel that gratefulness? You need to feel that gratefulness. Until you don't feel it, you don't become it. You need to feel it, and this I'm talking purely by my experience. It's what I have experienced. If I feel that I'm grateful, I become grateful. Yeah. So we have these small exercises that I have planned for the coming sessions. Whoever would like to join, please ping me separately. So the other sessions are at a cost. It's rupees 599 for 4 sessions of 40 minutes each. So it's going to be 7 p.m. India time. Yeah, so anyone is most welcome to pin me separately, and I can tell you all or guide you all more about how the workshop will be conducted. So anyone has any kind of question or any kind of contribution or anything you all want to say, you all are most welcome. Anyone? Nothing? Okay. Everything is clear, I guess. Okay. So this is something a teacher of mine has taught me. It's called Mayurma. So what do we do in Mayurma is that we take our hands up, we bring it down, we make a big heart, and then we have our palms together and we do 3 times an infinity symbol. We do an infinity symbol 3 times and we say Mayurma. So basically love to everyone. So I am giving love infinitely to everyone. So it's something that I have started practicing very recently also, and I really think so it's a very, very nice way to spread kindness, compassion, and if not all that, at least a smile in someone's face. Because you just put your hands this way, you make a heart, you cross, and infinity. Love infinity to everyone. And you go Mayurma. Mayurma. Yeah, so it's a beautiful way that I have learned to end a session and to teach it, because if not at all, I can just spread a little bit of joy to everyone. So yes, some comments here. Thank you all. Lot of people are here supporting me, which I really am thankful, and I actually bow down to y'all because it's 6 o'clock or it's 9 o'clock AM on a Sunday morning in other parts of the continent, and they're actually joining the session. So really a lot of gratitude, a lot of thank you is a small word, but it's all I can say, it's all I can do. And if anyone wants to know anything more, y'all have my number. Yes,
I want you to tell me how do you do the Mayurma once again, the infinity one. It's beautiful. I want to see it again so I can use it.
Yeah. So Mayurma, you take your hands up, you put your hands down.
I want to do it with you.
Yeah.
Okay, ready.
Okay, hands up. You put your hands down and you draw a heart with your hands. Then you join your palms and you do an infinity symbol 3 times. So 3 is the number of the universe. You bring your hands to your heart and you spread the love to everyone. So love from the infinity, from me to you.
Awesome, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
hi Aarti. Thank you everyone, actually really I'm very grateful to each one of y'all who have joined, and anyone who would like to know more or join the course for the next 4 days, do ping me separately. It's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. India time. Okay? Anything? So, Mayurma to all of y'all. Yes, Bach flowers is actually, I think so, the flowers find you. It's exactly the same thing. When you're on the path, the Guru comes to you automatically. So it can be the Guru, the friend, the guide, whoever whoever you need at that moment in your life will just appear magically. The only thing is you need to allow it to happen. And we generally always have a lot of resistance. I have seen it in me, lot of resistance, and working on that resistance is the most important thing. You need to, that resistance needs to go for everything else to flow. If the resistance doesn't go, nothing will flow. So that's one of the biggest challenges that we as human carry, I think so, very personally as per my experience. So thank you everyone. Aarti, I would love to connect with you afterwards on one-on-one on the flowers. We can talk more. Minal, if you have any more questions about flower, please feel free to ping me, message me. We can always talk about whichever flower is more helpful for you or for the child. And thank you everyone. Thank you Kavita, thank you Harsha, thank you Anita, thank you Arohi, thank you Manisha, thank you Aarti. Thank you everyone. And have a fantastic good rest of the day. And in India it's Children's Day today, and we all have an inner child in us. So wishing all of us a happy Children's Day. We need to take care of that inner child which was not healed, and that is very, very important. We need to constantly pay attention to our own inner child to be able to flourish. Thank you. See you guys. Bye.